This is the original seat of spiritual authority. Babaji used to sit here on a wooden machal, which was constructed by our current Babaji on his instructions. He had instructed that this wooden structure, that is elevated machal, should survive for 15 years. For 2 years, our Brahmrishi Shri Devraha Babaji, he sat on that machal and gave darshan to thousands of people from here. At that time there was no structure. Only Radha Krishna Bhagwan and Hanumanji were there, but they were all open. After 2 years of sitting, he left his gross body. And then our current Babaji was very inconsolable, and he tried to discover him, because he had told him, I will be going soon to Himalayas. Himalayas means in Gyanganj. Gyanganj you must have heard. It's a very mysterious place where people cannot go with their body. So he told Babaji that I am going to a place, my original place, where I stay and where I am heading a group of Siddha yogis. So Babaji, he could discover Babaji near that Gyanganj only, but he could not go there. When he reached on the gate of that a peak, snow-clad peak, then he was falling down somehow accidentally. Babaji emerged from somewhere and he took him in this thing, and he was saved. Babaji appeared in the same, what should I say, as he was existing earlier, before leaving his. He appeared with his gross body, Sthul Sharir, and he then asked him with his familiar voice to go back to Vindhyachal and no further movement, go back to Vindhyachal and complete all my missions from there, and I will be with you. So when he came back to Vindhyachal on the directions of his Guruji, and then Baba also, through his subtle body and soul, because Babaji is guiding him even now, and he came into the sacred persona of our current Babaji. And from then onward, he has been called by name of Brahmrishi Shri Devraha Hans Babaji. So this has, if you will ask for the proof, what is the proof? There is no physical proof for transmigration of soul. It is all spiritual evidence. Babaji's own Paravani, I will show you here. In that it has been mentioned that Devraha Tattva has entered the sacred persona of his great disciple, Hans. And now he is Devraha Hans Baba. So both the Babas are same. One body, two souls. So it looks, it is difficult to understand, but this is 100% fact truth, 100%. It is there. So Devraha Baba and Devraha Hans Baba are same.
One soul, two bodies.
One body, two souls. Babaji is there. He has discarded his old Sharir. Because Sharir was a body, human body, gross body does not matter.
And he has taken this body, Hans Baba.
And they have entered the sacred persona of our Devraha Hans Baba.
Then two bodies, one soul.
Yes.
Guru is inside you. You see, both are equally great. They are Mahayogis.
For us it is two. For them it is one.
For them it is one, but Babaji invariably seeks guidance from his Guruji. Whenever he sees the country is having some problem, whether it is, there are a lot of stories, I will tell you. Okay. He has protected Bharat from several very major problems. When problems are there, then only you protect. Yes. Whether it is across the border or inside India, at the time of bombing of the parliament, there is a very long story. He has protected Indian parliament and Indian state by ensuring failure of these terrorist organizations to blow up the parliament. They could not blow up the parliament. Their RDX failed. Otherwise, they had sufficient material in their vehicle to blow up the entire structure. and in the process cause departure of not less than 100 MPs. So that was prevented by Babaji, somehow some divine intervention. Babaji did the divine intervention, both, and that fellow who was carrying this remote for RDX, he was killed by a lady constable. Instantly, when he was going to press the button, that lady shot her dead, and ultimately that lady was also gone. So these are nanoseconds intervention. Intervention was there, and that fellow could not do this. So they were wondering why it has happened like this. Divine intervention of Devraha Baba and Devraha Hans Baba was very, very clear, very evident. It was there. So this is a very important place, and this is the place where Hanumanji has been worshipped. The puja anushthan was organized for Hanumanji with 51 man. Man means man is a unit with 40 kg. One means 40 kg. So something like 60,000 rupees prasad was offered to Hanumanji. It was an offering from a Mahayogi to Hanumanji. But Babaji does not come to this place. He selected Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, who is chairperson of RSS, to do this task. Mr. Mohan Bhagwat has done puja thrice here, Hanumanji, for recovery of Kailash Mansarovar from China, and also 40,000 square kilometers of our lost territory. All is bound to come back. So he had selected Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, and Mohan Bhagwat is also a very saintly person, more of a saint and less of a politician. It is like same in BJP. They are all for Sanatan Dharma, and that is why they get to do these things. Babaji has groomed Mr. Mohan Bhagwat, Mr. Narendra Modi, and Mr. Yogi Adityanath, 3 persons. All of them are bachelor. They have no family ambitions. They have nothing to do. The entire India is their family. That is why they have been groomed, and they will remain, notwithstanding several conspiracies and other things. They will remain. You see, people of India elect them, but selection is done elsewhere in the divine world. Babaji has selected them to lead this country, and once they will remain till Akhand Bharat is created, till Kailash Mansarovar comes back. This is definite. This is definite. So, very important pujas have taken place here. People don't know because we don't publicize, but it is very important. So this structure was created subsequently because they communicate with Babaji, this our Radhika ji and Bhagwan Krishna. They told him we are facing a lot of sun and dust and water, so we want a roof. So Babaji created this structure, and this is known as Brahmrishi Shri Devraha Baba Manch, dhaam. Dhaam I have already explained to you. Dhaam is a place where you get rid of all of your negative energy earned by you, which is called pap or whatever. So you become a clean person after visiting this place.
Yes.
If you, it is all internal process. And Balaji, इनका नाम क्या है मनीष जी?
Venkatesh Balaji.
Venkatesh Balaji. Venkatesh Balaji, it has been brought from south, a single piece, and Pran Pratishtha was done, Garulji and Balaji. Only last year? Last year. And Ram Darbar, that was also Pran Pratishtha was done 2-3 years back. So this is a complete unit. And Babaji is the main deity of Devraha. They have become, they are no longer, you see, they are not human beings. Names are human, but they are not human beings. They are in that category also. Sadguru Dev. So he is the main thing. Now, come. This is the rarest of the rare example of transmigration of soul, Parkaya Pravesh. In Satyug, lot many things relating to such events were taking place. Some great yogi will take his soul and put it somewhere. These things were common. Hey! But in Kali Yuga, this is perhaps the rarest example of per kaya previous transmigration of soul. Now people ask for evidence. What is the evidence? Have you seen? The soul is not visible. Soul nobody can see. You can see soul only from your inner eyes. So Babaji's Paravani, our current Babaji, his Paravani, he says it very clearly in Hindi. It means that Devraha Baba has entered the sacred persona of Hans Babaji, his ablest disciple, and a Mahayogi in his own right. And now their missions are same. And it has been explained in detail. This is the most important spiritual evidence. हाँ, इसको शूट कर लीजिए. ये मेन एविडेंस है. और if you ask for evidence, evidence is not required, because what Baba says, what Babaji says, that itself is a statement of truth, because he is Satya Murti. Whatever he says, only truth will come out of his system, nothing else.
Please translate into Tamil.
I have translated. I will send it to you. You also translate.
In our language.
You translate in Tamil. It can be done very easily. Very easy. And it needs to be translated. Here है both these here also. This and this. These two shilas have this evidence. ये कह रहे हैं, you come and see that Hans, in the body of Hans you will find Devraha Baba. It says like this. Their mission is same, Antargyan is same, everything is same. You can see that they are different only in terms of body. But now one body and two souls. No need to go into the depth of this intellectual thing, because it is beyond intellect. Even for those who ask for intellectual evidence, this evidence is there. This can be treated as a fundamental evidence. And apart from that, there are several evidences, because we have got several evidences. This stone is Ambaji stone. Has acquired complete control over the 5 elements of nature, and this water element, he has got complete command over water element of the nature. So much so that Babaji was saying that in the nearby area he was called as rain god, because he brought rain whenever it was required, and he stopped the rains whenever rains were not needed, say in times of flood or excess rain. So if excess rains are there, he will stop it. If deficiency is there, then he will follow. He will ensure. Then he will stop it if excess rain is there. If it is not there, normally rains are not required to be stopped. We are facing drought situation all over country. So this place also is a very dry place. So Brahmrishi Shri Devraha Babaji had tried to locate water here. His boring agency went down up to 700 foot. But they could not locate. Then Babaji had told our current Babaji that in future, I have taken a resolution, sankalp, that in future whenever and wherever you want this thing to be located, so wherever you do the hole, you will find water. This happened in 2014 when Babaji organized a series of bore wells. Some 27 bore wells were dug here, and in each water was found. And who will explore that water is there? It was explored by him only. There was no exploration or engineering agency to tell us that water is here or there. We have huge land area under Babaji's management control. So he will pick up the place and put his and leg there, and at that spot only drilling was done, and huge water was found in all the 27 places.
27.
You went to Ashtapuja, they have not been able to locate any water so far. In fact, even municipal water supply, it goes from down below to that place. But in all the wells, 7 wells, sufficient quantity of water was found. Quality of very, very potable water, very sweet water. So that is one. Then I told you that example of stopping of tsunami in Chennai, that Chennai 10 years back or something like that. 2008. So 14 years. 14 years back, somebody told him, some of his disciples in South India only, he told him that it is now approaching Chennai and it will cause huge damage. So Babaji then asked that tsunami to change the direction of flow and reduce the speed of flow. So both the speed was changed and it went towards Bengal and Bangladesh, basically Bangladesh, or then Chennai was saved in that process. Very minimal damage was caused. Same thing happened a few years back when Babaji was in Vrindavan. Somebody told him that Puri is facing a lot of disturbance. So Babaji directed that tsunami that don't do any mischief here, because this is dhaam of Bhagwan Krishna, Puri. You remain away from that. Very minimal damage was caused to Puri. Then latest is in 2020, when this tsunami was approaching Bombay and Surat. It would have caused massive damage, but again that tsunami was told by one in front of me. I was looking at the online pictures and views, and that within seconds that fellow, GTV fellow, Sudhir Chaudhary or whatever, he told that this direction has been changed and speed has also come down considerably. So that water storm that went down 30 kilometers or 50 kilometers down south of Bombay, and Bombay was saved, Bombay and Gujarat. So these things are there, and we have seen hundreds of instances when he was in Nasik Kumbh. कब था ये नासिक कुंभ मनीष जी?
लगभग 2012 के आसपास।
नहीं, हाँ, 2014 होगा शायद, 2014 or so.
Nasik.
When Mahakumbh was organized at Nasik, many fellows came there. There is no water. How do we take bath? Sufficient water is not there. And when Babaji heard, then he invoked rain gods. And so much rain was there for 4 days, continuous raining, huge rains. And in fact, the chief minister of Maharashtra had at that time announced now we have sufficient water for Mumbai, because the water supply for Mumbai goes from Nasik only. And your Chennai is also facing a lot of water shortage.
No, sir, now, right now, no problem.
Groundwater?
Obviously, no problem.
Groundwater is sufficient.
It is sufficient.
But in Bhavishya, in future, the shortage of water is going to be across the entire country.
Yes.
So one has to invoke divine assistance. Otherwise, what is there in your hands?
No. Nothing.
And he has done this purification of water, where we have brackish water. Places like Agra and Vrindavan, because of Yamuna, the water inside is very brackish. Babaji has instantly sweetened the water. Wherever he was told that this ashram has got brackish water, in many ashrams that supply of water was converted from brackish to potable, sweet water. So that is why these are real life evidences that water element he has got maximum control. That is it. Water we have seen, fire I told you about, sun, moon, and earth also. Because we were in Govardhan, we were in Vrindavan. Then Babaji asked Bhagwan Krishna ki how you could lift this huge mountain on your small finger.